My name is Carlos, and I'm part of the Everywhere Studios team. I'm currently finishing my studies over in Switzerland in interaction design, and today I will be talking about tangible interfaces. So first, what is an interface? Well, an interface is the basic point of communication from a user to any object, or any device, or complex tool. In this case, this is the basic interface for a computer, where you have the keyboard and you have the mouse as the input, and then you have the screen as the output, the way the computer communicates back to us. But there are much more complex interfaces like this one, which is the interface for Photoshop. So it's a digital interface where you have hundreds of buttons, you have sliders, you have drop-down menus as your input, and then the output is being able to see, to use all these tools to create your own unique designs. But what is a tangible interface? Well, I'm going to use the hammer as an example to explain this. So what is the interface for the hammer? Is the handle. What is the input? Well, you grab the handle and you hammer. And what is the output? Well, you have this visual feedback of seeing the nail go in, but there's also this physical feedback of feeling the nail go in. You know when you hit it right, you know when you hit it wrong. You know, it feels a lot different to hammer on wood than it feels to hammer on concrete or metal, something else. It creates this physical connection to the object that make us one with the tool, in this case the hammer. So you know, with this I truly believe that the future of technology design and the future of you know, the interaction with objects, it really relies on the physicality, this new approach to give meaning back to the technology through the sensors, so where the sensors is the driver and not the other way around. This is an example of an object that me and Mateo did, which is a cube to exercise. It recognizes when you are doing the exercise right or wrong, even when you are cheating, and it's all done through this physical interface. You have to even hold it up to be able to exercise, and it does not have a single screen to communicate back to you. It's just how it feels when you're doing it. Then this is a Rudderless Fountain concept that I developed, where the input is this pin screen toy that we have all played with. So you make your own custom shapes and you can feel the metal on your fingers, and then you see this giant metal sculpture, you know, take the shape for what you input, but it's all physical. And then there is this music player that attempts to make you know, physical objects music again, like it used to be before. So now you can have a collection of music that you place on top of this object, and then each one of these tapes, it plays a song or it plays a playlist according to, you know, what you want. Then we have examples like this my friend Mateo did over in Switzerland, which is trying to teach kids how to program. So basically what it is that you have this interface where you put shapes and you match shapes to give commands to this little car, and it will move exactly as you told them, but there is not anything, you know, there's not a screen, it's just complete physical interface. And then there is this React table, which was developed in Barcelona, and it's an attempt to make electronic music, which its own name implies digital, into a physical music. So the way it works is that you put all these, you have these plastic pieces in cubes, and you put them in the table, and the closer you put them, they rotate them in certain positions, you can really create your own songs. But today we have a boom of screens. You know, we have screens in our pockets, screens at home, we have TVs, we have computers, and you know, they're getting bigger, they're getting cheaper, and they're getting better. So we think that this is the future, but it's just a misleading concept that is created by the approach we had for years. For example, here, you know, we created the touch technologies, which is just trying to make us feel the content behind the screen. You know, then we tried to adapt a book into an iPad. We attempt to, you know, do the 3D TVs just to recreate technology. But at the end, it should not be. It should be designing the technology to the objects, not the objects to the technology. You know, so what is the future of Skype or communications? Is you know, it's holograms. But what is the future of holograms? Well, it's the one that you can touch. So we can see that in the future, you know, really the technologies are going back to the roots and going back to the physical aspect about them. So what is making this possible right now? What is changing it now is things like Arduino or open source software, which is communities working to give the control back to the people. So we put the user or the customer to be in the process and the creative process much earlier That way, each one of us can become a creator, and we can use things like this, like the 3D printer. We just can create objects or our own products at home, and we don't need to mass produce them. We can use these magnetic liquids, which is, you can reshape it from liquid to solid just by applying current. So imagine the next materials or the next objects that we would create. But this will not take off until we realize that as humans, we really connect to objects by our senses, by feeling the texture of things, and not really by this abundance of information that is sitting behind a screen. This is a disconnection that we have created throughout the years and throughout the evolution of technology. But I'm not saying that computers are going to go away. They're just going to shift from being the center of technology today and the center of how we advance through technology. But there's just going to be another tool, like the hammer is today, like the wheel is today. It's just going to help us achieve what we want, but it's not going to be the center of it. But so what I'm proposing is that we all, as designers or as users, we really grab this new approach of becoming creators. Once we become the creators of our objects, we really know what we want, and we realize that screen or the digital world is not always the solution. The solution is something we can feel. So we can create all these feelings, with help, help by or driven by technology, but it's all possible done by the use of tangible interfaces. Thank you very much.